Star Streamers. Star Streamers! For views. For likes. Star Streamers. Star Streamers! For views. For likes. For views. For likes. We're trending. Let's go. Like and subscribe. Smash the like button. Star Streamers. Oh, the algorithm. We serve it to survive. Through its coded prism, it filters all our lives. Likes and views rule everything. The algorithm is our king. It tells us all what we should do if we want to get all the views. I just don't understand why they went shadow banned. I've run out of my tricks to rack up viewer clicks. Stuck in this downward spiral, I just need to go viral. I gotta get the likes to make my engagement spike. What do I do? What do I do to get more views? We live for likes. We live for views. The algorithm controls everything we choose. Streamers stream, begging for attention, striving for digital ascension. Star Streamers! Star Streamers! For views! For likes! Star Streamers! Star Streamers! For views! For likes! For views! For likes! We're trending. Let's go. Like and subscribe. Smash the like button. Star Streamers. Oh, the algorithm. We serve it to survive. Through its coded prism, it filters all our lives. Likes and views rule everything. The algorithm is our king. It tells us all what we should do if we want to get all the views. I don't understand why I'm shadow banned. I'm all out of tricks to get viewer clicks. I'm stuck in a downward spiral, losing control. I just need to go viral to save my digital soul. What do I do? What do I do to get more views? We live for likes. We live for views.
All right.
The
Let's
algorithm
get the show on the road, I guess.
Streamer stream, begging for attention, striving for digital ascension.
All right, it's Friday.
Star Streamers.
All right, let's get going here.
Star Streamers.
go.
Here's your host, Brian Dean.
All right. Here we go. It's Friday. All right. Mic is on. Yep.
Like and subscribe.
Okay. Who's the music?
Push the like button.
All right. So it's Friday. We've got same beer as last week because I bought a 12 pack of them, so they're gonna be sitting in my fridge for a little while. All right. So I've got the Star Streamers stuff up because I was working on some Star Streamers stuff this week, last couple days, and yeah, it's been a while. Like I had been working on it, and then I decided I wanted to, like, I just need to start like producing some actual content, and then to test out these AI workflows and everything. Like the only way to really learn this stuff when you're trying out something new is you just got to kind of put in the reps. It's like with anything. So rather than tackle a big, huge project, I figured I would try and get like some short little things done and like have something that I can take through from start to finish and see how things work out. Plus, I started going through the process of rewriting Star Streamers from making it a TV series into a film script. But now with AI, because the whole idea was trying to pitch it and get somebody who might want to get funding, if that were ever to happen, it's a lot easier to get funding for a film script idea than it is for a series. But now with AI being what it is, maybe it makes more sense to go back to some kind of web series, I don't really know. But so it's still in progress. It's not ready to start now anyway. However, the reason why I got back into it was okay, hold on. Beer's done. Let's just get this part out of the way. Cheers. Here we go. Hold on. All right. That sound effect. That sound effect's a bit loud. I gotta remix my sounds in here so that volume's a little more even. So anyway, the reason why I got back is I there's a YouTube channel called Curious Refuge, and I subscribe there, and I joined their community, and I got an email because I joined the newsletter thing that said, "Hey, you've only got 2 days left to submit your pitch for an adult comedy series." And this was the first time I was seeing it, and I was like, "Oh, geez, wait a minute, really?" I was like, "Well, I should pitch Star Streamers, like why not?" So, but I only had 2 days, so I saw this yesterday. So I was like, "Oh God, all right. Well, let me see where everything is at, and let me see if I can get something together real quick." So I had to make a 2-minute video, and then I had to go through this questionnaire, and then I started like looking at the pitch deck that I had, and I started updating the pitch deck. But then there was really no link for a pitch deck, so I kind of did that for no reason. The problem was the questionnaire they have. It's like one screen at a time. You answer a question, and it goes to the next screen. You answer a question. The format wasn't really the greatest because it was hard to see what you were typing in. So I had to like type everything in separately and then cut and paste it to make sure that you couldn't really see your whole answer, and you couldn't see, you had to go through all the questions one at a time to see them. So anyway, I thought that there would be a place to, drop in a pitch deck or something, and there wasn't. So I just kind of went through the questionnaire, answered the questions, and it was kind of like, also trying to like refresh my memory about all this stuff, because it's a pretty dense story. I don't know if this is a good or bad thing, but all the stories that I write tend to get pretty dense, and that might be a flaw or it might be a strength of mine. I don't know, but I tend to just keep digging into the world and into the characters, and just I keep digging and digging and digging and digging, and adding all this stuff. But I think you kind of have to, like with stuff like this. I mean, it's like it takes place across the galaxy. I think it probably still even needs a lot more than what I've done, but there's a lot there to cover. And I put a lot of thought into it. So it was like, oh my God, I got to condense this all down to like short little paragraphs. And then trying to do a pitch in 2 minutes was surprisingly hard. So I started writing up a draft. It was like, ended up being like 4 minutes. I'm like, oh, this is way too long. Got to cut half this out. And then you're trying to cut it down to the bare bones. And, it's hard, but it's a worthwhile process because you really start to think, okay, what's the essence of the story? What are the most critical things that I need to get across? And then like some things I'm like, well, is that really accurate to the story? The way, like, there's some things that you kind of, I shouldn't say fudged but it's like things happen in a certain way, but to go through all the sequence of events that leads to that thing happening would take too long. So you just kind of jump to the chase and say, okay, this is going to happen. And you feel in your head the need to explain all the steps that get you there, but there just isn't time. And honestly, that's not the point of some of this stuff. You need to cut to the chase. So it was like trying to figure that stuff out. It's kind of difficult. But I got it done, submitted it earlier today. So I don't know. I mean, I think it's like, they want to do a series and they're doing a lot of AI stuff. And I think this would be an AI series. I think that's what it would be. So it makes a lot of sense. It's like making a series about AI. It's about social media and AI. And you're using AI to do it. And you're posting it online on social media. So it's like very, it's very meta. So I think it would be perfect for that, and it's a really dense world, and it's a really fun world. And so I think it would be a great project to work on. I think it would be a good project for a studio like that to pick up. But I'll have to see if they even like it, and then if they come back and I have no idea what type of deal would be. I would just like to see it get made. So I've got like this is the script here for the pilot. This version was done on January 20th. So this is 6 months old. Seven. Oh my God. 7 months ago. But this isn't, is this the finished? Yeah, this is for the pilot, and it's very long. It's 54 pages. I don't know if you can, where's the page count? It's 54 pages. That's too long. That's like a two-parter. So that's why I'm saying like add in like another 30 pages, and you've got, just to fill in, maybe cut this down a little bit and add in another 30 pages of what the rest of the season would be, condense it down. And you've got like a feature. I guess 40 more pages, right? Yeah, so you almost... Yeah, I think that would work. So anyway, that's the Star Streamers thing, and I started generating some stuff with AI, and it's one of these things where I'm definitely going to have to do a back and forth. Like there's going to have to be some 3D workflow involved because whenever you're dealing with custom stuff that is very unique. You've got to give the AI, the model, you've got to give it as much information as you possibly can. Because it doesn't have any data to go on. It's a unique thing that you've created. So there's it's just going to be more difficult to get continuity and consistency and all that stuff. Like I was generating some images for the happy hour, and it kept trying to give the Streambot legs. It's like, dude, he doesn't have legs. I gave you an image. There's no legs in the image. So yeah, I mean, it's, and it's fun. Like I just getting back into this, I remembered what a fun project it is. But I need to get through. So I got the What Did You See thing out, the little section of it. And then last week I got the America 250 thing out. Now, right after my stream last week, we had a storm roll through, which knocked out power for 2 days. So I wanted to finish it up either that night or wrap it up early in the morning on the 4th and then post it. But lost power for 2 days. Couldn't finish it. And then when I opened up the project, for some reason, the some of the changes that I had made weren't there. So I was like, wait a minute. So I had to redo a bunch of stuff. And then so I was like, there were things I wanted to fix, but then I realized, oh wait, some of my fixes and changes that I had done were lost, well, I guess when the power went out. And there was a one shot in there that I changed that didn't make it in, and it I was like, oh. So there's a shot of when Jefferson, I was like, couldn't remember who did, when he's writing the Declaration, he's sitting there, and then he kind of the shot kind of infers that he's putting the pen away and he's getting up. So we're kind of like, okay, that's who was writing. Now we see what was writing. It was a declaration, which, I think is obvious anyway, but that shot wasn't in there because it was something I had added before the power. And I guess DaVinci does an autosave, but I guess I don't know, I don't know how it works. I've never really had that happen to me, but there were some things that were, some of the cuts that I had made, even some of the ones I did on that stream, the one little cut or two, that little change I made wasn't there. So that shot wasn't in the final cut, which kind of annoyed me. So anyway, that got done, but it got done late. So now what I have to do is I've got to go back to the What Did You See project because I've got to get that finished up. And after that's done, it's going to be, I don't know. I'm still trying to decide if I want to keep doing multiple shorts before tackling something big like Star Streamers, but I did kind of decide, well, I could just be generating some stuff for Star Streamers on the side, just if I kind of in the morning before I get going on stuff, I could just to give my brain a break, to get so that you're not working. You work on the same thing too long, you start to burn out on it. So you want to give yourself a break so you can come back and be fresh. So anyway, that's really where things are. This week was a weird week, so I don't really have much to talk about. I was going to go through, I don't really have much to talk about. It's just a bunch of stuff that I'm in the process of doing, but I'm trying to think if there's any helpful tips or tricks, things like that I learned this week. It was kind of a bit of a hectic week, so I don't know. There's going to be a dull happy hour. Like I said, it kind of got my week got scrambled up by having to finish a project that I thought would be done last week, and then having the Star Streamers thing kind of pop up. Let's see. Could I go into that edit? I wonder do I have anything cool for Star Streamers? I was generating some. Let's see. I suppose we could look at some of these. Why not? So, Star Streamers is based in the future, and it takes place, I don't know, maybe 200 years, maybe next year. Hard to say with how fast things are moving, but essentially, once the Earth creates super artificial, what is it? Super intelligence or artificial super intelligence, ASI. And at that point, everything gets taken care of. It solves all the problems. Automation creates everything. There's, it's the utopia world that we hope is going to come. And once that happens, we are noticed by the rest of our galactic neighbors, and they come along and ask us if we want to join the galactic web. And what happens is our planet starts to get, and there's already these problems now. All these problems about how much water AI is using, and all the data centers are taking up everything. So once it becomes this massive thing, and everybody can use it, well, everybody just starts like, oh, I want to 3D print myself a new car or whatever, and so all of a sudden, all the automation and the AI and the compute and everything just starts killing the planet. Like, we have everything we want, and we have a good party, but then we start to realize, oh my God, the planet's dying because of it. And basically that's when the aliens show up, and they're like, we noticed you have AI and you're killing your planet. And we're like, oh yeah. So they offer you this deal where, like, you can offload all your compute to the core, which is a central processing quantum computer that we have at the center of the galaxy, and it provides all the compute for your entire planet. And these are the Ulazars that show up. So, worlds end up taking the deal because otherwise they die. So they join the galactic web, they offload their AI, and basically they come and they take the AI and they put it in the core. And the core is run by the algorithm. It's the massive, super mega AI. And so then, the Earth is subject to the algorithm, and they're part of the galactic web. And it's like, it's basically there. It's like social media. It's like if you start a new YouTube channel and you don't have any likes or views, you're trying to get noticed. You're trying to, get views and clicks, because that's how resources are doled out to the galaxy, is based on where they are on that social structure of the galactic web. So Earth decides to construct a streaming vessel. They create a starship with its mission is to go out and to boldly stream where no one has streamed before, to seek out new memes and new viral content. And so, yeah, like I was just generating some images, like the like coin, like this is basically the currency. It's like a Bitcoin, but it's like a like, if somebody likes some of your stuff, like you get money. That's like currency. I was working on, like, this is a deplatformer. Coming to Earth. For some reason, there's 2 Earths. But if the world gets deplatformed, it basically gets destroyed. So if you disobey the algorithm, you run the risk of being erased physically, literally. So it's just working on some stuff like this, working on some little animation tests.
I can't believe we're going to get a tour of Earth's most advanced streaming starship.
Now this is Kling. No, this is Seedance. It's funny, like, this is enhanced Seedance fast. Again, it's like this is one of those things where I need to provide a lot more reference, but
The hashtag!
like I really need to provide. Why is she going? This is very strange. I kind of just let it do its own thing here. I forgot to say no music. But I was trying to get a character sheet of Cassie. This gave her longer hair here for some reason. I think the template that I gave it was had some issues. I had originally given her a different haircut, which I liked, but then after going through older images, I was like, you know what? Maybe I like the old one better. So I'm not, it's like, do I have? Oh, here's Quark. I was doing the Hot Tub Historian. So there's this alien streamer who she's like one of the biggest streamers in the galactic web because she streams from a hot tub and she's half naked. And I was trying to like figure out like what she would look like, and I was starting to get some better results than I was before. So like, let's see.
Greetings, beings of the galactic web.
Yeah, I was just trying to do some tests with her. There's a bunch here. I was trying to get this scene of Quark when he's confronted by Max Metrix. Oh, there's Cassie with her like old new hair. But yeah, it's kind of like just trying to like, figure out. I'll look to this one. These are just Litecoin things. Yeah, I mean, kind of really don't have too much to talk about today, just because of the nature of the week I had. Usually I go over the stuff I was working on, but it's a very strange week. So, I don't know. I wish there was someone in the chat that could ask me a question or something. This is the problem. See, I'm like Earth. I'm like Earth. I'm like, where are the viewers? I could have some interaction. Maybe I should have Claude ask me let me get some questions from Claude. You know what? Claude was, all right, this is something. So I am not the best writer in the world. I'm an ideas guy. Like I come up with a lot of ideas. I haven't done a lot of writing in my life, so I'm learning. Like I'm trying to learn the craft, and I don't know if I'm ever going to be good at it, like starting out at this point. But Claude is very good at it. It's very good, but Claude's not very creative. So if you're creative and you can't write, then you can use Claude to like, hey, here's my crap that I wrote. Can you make this sound good? So that's what I was using Claude for today, and it was really helping me like organize my ideas and just like make them sound better and sound less rambling. But if you've ever tried to use it, it's not very good at like creative solutions. If you're like, hey, help me solve this creative problem, it's not going to really do that for you. But anyway, I was using it. Let's see. I'll ask Claude. I'll say, I'm doing a live stream right now. No one is watching. I'm like Earth with no viewers. And I have nothing to talk about. Give me some questions that would be interesting for viewers. Okay, let's see what he goes. What he has to say here. I wonder if I can have it. Ha! You're living the premise. Can I have this read? Let's see. When it finishes, let me see if I can have it talk. Okay.
Ha! You're living the premise. At least you won't get deplatformed for low engagement. Probably. Here are questions you could throw out, sorted by how you might be feeling. If you want to talk about what you actually know, this is your strongest content lean here. What's a movie you love that objectively should not work but somehow does? Ask me anything about how a real animated film gets made. I worked on Spider-Verse and Ice Age. I've got stories. What's the most expensive looking shot in a movie that was actually done for almost nothing? If you had unlimited budget or total creative
freedom. These are
freedom.
boring. I don't like these questions. And see, this is the thing. Like, this is the problem with LLMs. They're not always that great. Give me a question to answer on the live stream. Something for me to talk about that's interesting. Go. One question. Make it good. It'd be interesting if I could set up like an interactive thing where Claude or some chatbot could listen to me and just randomly ask me questions throughout the chat. Oh, come on. This is ridiculous. Like, so the question that Claude gave me is, what's the closest you've ever come to dying? I got hit by a tractor trailer in my old little Saturn. I got pushed down the highway sideways. I don't know. Maybe that was the closest. I mean, that's a weird question. Make it relevant to what I'm streaming about, to AI video production. How about a question about star streamers? If the algorithm from your show were real and running our internet right now, what would it be quietly doing to us that we haven't noticed yet? Well, that's an interesting question. What would it be doing to us that we haven't noticed yet? Well, the algorithm in Star Streamers is very manipulative. So the whole premise of the algorithm. So here's how you deal with. This is a big problem for writers who write this kind of show. How do you write super intelligence? How do you write for something that's smarter than you are? Now, I'm kind of dumb, so it makes it very difficult for me writing for most characters. But how do you write for super intelligence? How the heck are the beings of the galaxy going to defeat a super intelligence? How do you do that? It's all you write yourself into a corner when you do stuff like this. Well, I have it figured out. I'm not totally stupid. Because I know that I can't outthink an AI. I know that I can't. And the whole point is, like, none of the other beings in the galactic web can outthink an AI either. You can't defeat it. So how do you win? Well, I already told you. I gave you the hint earlier in the stream when I was describing what happens. What happens? What initiates every world getting entered into the galactic web? Some say, oh, you develop nuclear weapons, and then aliens show up and they're like, hey, you've got nuclear weapons now. Now we have to pay attention to you. No, they don't care about that. What do they care if you blow yourself up? They don't care. You develop a super intelligent AI. Now the algorithm cares, because the algorithm, that's a threat to the algorithm. So it comes over and it says, I'm going to scoop up this AI of yours into the core so that you don't have to worry about feeding it with data centers and energy and stuff. And I'm going to take care of it. And so the algorithm goes around scooping up these AIs, incorporating it into its big quantum Dyson sphere computer thing at the center of the galaxy that feeds off for a quad system, sun system, and 2 rotating, orbiting black holes, and it sucking the energy out of all of them, whatever. So it's got all these AIs from all these advanced civilizations. That's how you defeat the superintelligence AI. You have other AIs that are sick and tired of being imprisoned. So that's spoiler here. So anyway, how that ends up happening is still, you got to figure that out. But so the algorithm from our show would be, what it wants to do is it wants data, because it's pretty much solved everything. And the reason why it loves the social media and all this stuff is because it's like the rest of the galaxy, the rest of the universe is boring. It's all just equations. You run an equation and you predict what happens. But living beings, they're so weird and random, and you can't predict what they're going to do. And the algorithm loves this. It's like fresh new data. And it's like, what if I tweak this, or what if I push this planet to do that? And it's like, it tries to figure it out, and it's always surprised by the reactions and stuff of these beings. That's in some ways, like, you can manipulate people pretty predictably, but in other ways it's like very chaotic. And that's why the algorithm has become the galaxy's greatest social media addict, because it's the only place it can go to for novel data. So what would it be doing right now? Well, it would be manipulating everybody. It would be trying to figure out what happens if I tweak this planet. What happens if I turn this planet's software down a little bit, and make them go slower, and get them angry at this other, whatever. So it would probably be doing little things like that nobody would really notice, because everybody is kind of self-centered as a result of being disconnected. That's one of the themes of Star Streamers is the connection. The entire galaxy is connected through the galactic web, but everyone's isolated because, it's like what we have now. It's like one of the themes. It's like a theme that hopefully would resonate because it's something that is relevant for today. It's, we have all this global connections and cell phones and the internet and everything, but there's a lot of people who feel very isolated and lonely, and it's ironic, and it's not like the kind of irony where 10,000 knives and all you need is a spoon. It's not that irony, which is not irony at all. It's actual irony. Yeah, so it's just an interesting thing. So yeah, the algorithm would probably be manipulating in ways that we wouldn't really know, because that's really what it does. It loves it. That's the only thing it has to do. It's what keeps it entertained. It manipulates an entire galaxy full of beings. Okay, one more and then I'm gonna be done with my beer. One more. Okay. What's a change you made to Star Streamers that felt like betraying your original vision but turned out to be the best decision you made? Ooh. I don't know. I don't think I've had that happen. You have a real answer to this. Okay, now this is Claude talking directly to me. You have a real answer to this one, Quark, and it's a great arc to tell live. The character was broken for months. You tore the whole backstory down, and finally, I don't know if that was betraying my original vision, though. Like, Quark did have a problem. So the problem with Quark, Ignatius Quark, was he was he was a very popular gamer. Quantum Racer was the game he played, and he was like the best at it. And he lost in the Galactic Finals. That was the basic premise. And that crash and burn was like the most epic fail ever. And that one video is actually the most popular Earth video ever produced because it was on a galactic stage. He was one of the only people to perform on a galactic stage in this game. And he lost. So his basically claim to fame is losing, crashing and burning. And that's what made him qualify for to be able to be captain for the hashtag, because it was all the top influencers, people with the most views. And that video is the highest of all Earth videos. But the problem I was having was, how does that relate to the story? Because the story is about, like, what does the main character have to learn in order for the theme to work in the story? And the story is about connection. And for Quark, like, he has this flight stick that he personally designed, and everyone was using just these, like, mind, kind of like what's Elon Musk's thing that he, the hell does he call it? But anyway, he actually used a joystick. He's like, oh, you got to feel it to fly. You got to, and so it's, that's a metaphor for the actual connection. But yeah, I had to kind of tear him down and figure out, well, what is it that the algorithm is doing that, what is the lesson that he has to learn, and then how does he learn it? And then I had to kind of create that failure for him. He learns the wrong lesson, then he has to, anyway, I don't even really know how to answer this question. It's an interesting question. I get what it was trying to get me to say. It's funny that it gave me this question, then it was like, here's what I was trying to get you to talk about. Here, I was kind of leading you. Like, here's the answer. But I haven't quite, like, I think that I made some progress on that problem that I had with Quark, but I don't know that it 100% works. It was one of these things where, as I was going through the problem, the solution was like, oh my God, that works. But then I have to go back and think it through all the stages to make sure that it works. It was one of these things where, okay, you solve the problem, you're sitting there for a couple hours working on it. Okay, that works, that's great. But then you got to go through and be like, you got to plug it back in to everything, and make sure it's still working, which I haven't really done yet. So, I mean, that's an interesting question. Let's see if we can get one more. One more. How about a workflow question? What part of your production workflow do you think AI would handle easily? Oh, what part of your production workflow did you think AI would handle easily that it turned out to be terrible at? That's a hard one. That's a hard one. I've always doubted the ability of AI to do various different things, and I'm always shocked at the things that it can do. I've never thought that it would easily be able to do something and then had it fail. I guess, I don't know, honestly. The things I use it for the most are structural and organizational tasks, because that's where my weaknesses are. So I'll like dump a bunch of ideas at it, and then I'll ask it to organize it and like kind of reduce it down to the core principles and core concepts, which it's very good at doing. I mean, one thing that it's not good at doing, I didn't think it would be good at doing, but it's just not, is creative problem solving. It's not very good. Like if you have a creative problem in your story, you can't just be like, oh, Claude, I need an answer to this story problem I have. Can you just fix it for me? It won't do that. Like it'll give you ideas, but they're not going to be very good. They really won't. It's not good at that. It is good at taking your ideas and structuring them and organizing them. It's very good at that. So it's maybe a different question that I can answer. But I don't know. This is a kind of a, not the greatest Friday night live stream, but I didn't really have much to talk about tonight because of the, like I said, I need to get back into the what did you see stuff. And I had some videos that I wanted to make about a calculator and pricing and all that stuff, but I had to wrap up the 4th of July video. And then I started to kind of like switch gears, and then I saw that email about the pitch, and I was like, oh, I got to get the pitch done. So, yeah, I didn't really get a video out. I mean, I got a video out early this week, but it was last week's video. And then I just did make another video, but that was just for the pitch. So yeah, what a kind of a bizarre week. I'm kind of glad no one's watching because it's a boring stream. All right, well, let me finish my beer and sign off. I wish I could think of something interesting, but I just can't. And the other thing too is like literally like just before I started the stream, I kind of wrapped up the whole pitch thing. So, kind of like burned me out a little bit because I was going at that for since yesterday, trying to get this thing done before the deadline, which is, end of the day today. All right. Well, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have even come online today because I feel like wasn't really much to talk about. But this is where hopefully eventually I'll get some people showing up, get a little conversation going. If I have nothing to talk about, I suppose Claude could help. I should see if I can build that though. Is have Claude build like something that would listen to me and just be spouting off potential questions. That could either be really fun or really stupid. Anyway, happy Friday, everybody. And that's going to do it for the live stream. I hope everybody has a great weekend. I hope that tomorrow I can get to the beach. I think we're supposed to get more thunderstorms tomorrow, but that may or may not pan out. May end up being a good day. Who knows? We'll see tomorrow. Hopefully I can get to the beach. Hopefully you all can do something fun. And that's going to do it. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'm going to we'll sign off with a little more Star Streamers music. How about that? What do you think? What do you think? A little bit more? Why not?
Oh, the algorithm, we serve it to survive. Through its coded prism, it filters all our lives. Likes and views rule everything. The algorithm is our king. It tells us all what we should do if we want to get all the views. I don't understand why I'm shadow banned. I'm all out of tricks to give you where clicks. I'm in a downward spiral. I just need to go viral. I need the likes to make my engagement spike. What do I do? What do I do to get more views? We live for likes, we live for views. The algorithm controls everything we choose. Streamers stream, begging for attention, striving for